So probably the easiest one to try and progress is going to be your push day. Yeah. Push-ups. Nice and straightforward. If you can do more than kind of like 10 to 15 push-ups, what we're going to start doing, working towards a single arm push-up. Really tough, but like I say, you've got all the time with this quarantine going on to try and work on it. So, step number one, can you do enough push-ups? If you're struggling, all I want you to do is I want you to do high repetition push-ups. So if high repetition for you is between 5 to 10, you're just going to work on your regular push-up. If you want to orientate more towards a gymnastic style push-up, we call these honest push-ups. There's a bit of a difference. We're going to focus on the hollow position, nice and tight. You're going to bring your hands a little bit closer towards your hips, yeah, and you're going to try and lean forwards a little bit more. So we're going to start off in the same push-up position. This would be kind of like your military style push-up. The big difference here is we're going to tuck your pelvis under. Hopefully you can see that rotation of the pelvis. If I'm doing it correctly, you're going to pull your ribs down. Elbows are going to be twisted towards your hips. We're going to lean forward. Touch your nose to the floor, out in front of you. For those of you who really want to work towards getting things like handstand push-ups, especially freestanding, that leaning forwards that we're going to see is exactly what we want to see when you're doing a handstand push-up. Progression towards a single arm push-up. A couple of things. Bring out the old suitcase. And you can use this as a little bit of a spot. Or anything else, like I say, use your bench, use something that's going to be around shoulder height when you're here. So maybe for us, we're going to be a little bit better off up here. We're going to take a wide stance. Yeah, with your feet. You're going to place one hand on here, one hand on the floor. Squeeze your bum nice and tight. We're going to lower down, back up again. And you can use that hand just to push in to give you a little bit more stability. To quote Greg Glassman, there's going to be a few exercises in gymnastics that you can only do for a few seconds or 1 or 2 repetitions. Seek them out and try and perfect them. That's exactly what we're looking at here. Like I say, don't look for something that's easy. If you're finding you can only do 1 or 2 repetitions, absolutely fantastic. If you can then progress to stop using that, let's say you're quite good at them, you can then start working on bringing your feet together. So it's going to be feet wide to begin with, lower yourself down, and back up again. And as we're getting better, we're going to bring your feet in and in and in. Good. In between your sets of push-ups, I want you to focus on your upper back muscles. Yep, so really simple, the rotator cuff, the rhomboids. So we're going to do reverse snow angels between each set before you rest. So reverse snow angel, hopefully you're good at these if you've been into CrossFit Liverpool. Head touching the floor, going to get muffled sounds, so hopefully you can still hear me. Hands behind your back, squeeze your shoulder blades together. We're going to go over the head. We're going to come back together again. A good 12 repetitions between each set or attempt at set of push-ups. Good. Exercise number 2 is going to be suitcase floor press and suitcase overhead press. Again, like I say, if you've got something else other than a suitcase, I'm being a bit lazy, we're using all the same objects today. Like I say, next week maybe I'll try and pull something else out of the bag. But like I say, send us your ideas, maybe we can have a look. So we're going to do suitcase floor press. Be careful, especially if you've got a lot of books in here. Bring it into your chest. We're going to look at that tempo again. So once we're in the chest, we're going to lower down for 3. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. 1, 2, 3. Back up. 1, 2, 3. Back up. Yeah. Again, depending how strong you are with your press is really going to depend on how many of these you're going to do. Stay well short of failure though. Yeah. So if the other day we were doing kind of like 7 out of 10 in terms of RPE, today maybe we're just doing 6 or 7 out of 10. Yeah. So you should have a good few more repetitions in the tank. Because as soon as you finish these, rest 30 seconds, you're going to stand tall and you're going to do shoulder press with it. So we're going to stand up. Big thing is obviously if we've got a bigger object, if we're looking at things like strongman training, we're going to have more likelihood of leaning backwards. Watch your light fittings. Abs nice and tight. Press overhead. Hold for 1, 2, 3. Slowly back down. Press overhead. Hold for 1, 2, 3. Slowly back down. Again, 10 to 12 repetitions. Like I say, keep it nice and simple to an RPE of 6 or 7. Have a play around with how many books you've got in there.